Hey there, happy Wednesday, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you. And I'm reading from Bread for the Journey by Henry Nouwen. The topic today is loving the church. Loving the church often seems close to impossible. Still, we must keep reminding ourselves that all people in the church, whether powerful or powerless, conservative or progressive, tolerant or fanatic, belong to that long line of witnesses moving through this valley of tears, singing songs of praise and thanksgiving, listening to the voice of their Lord, and eating together from the bread that keeps multiplying as it is shared. When we remember that, we may be able to say, I love the church, and I am glad to belong to it. Loving the church is our sacred duty. Without a true love for the church, we cannot live in it in joy and peace. And without a true love for the church, we cannot call people to it. Well, I wonder how many of us can say, I love the church and I'm glad to belong to it. I think a lot of us will, instantly say, I think that's true. But I think if we're honest, we'll have to also admit there are times we get frustrated with the church. There are times when we think that the church is dragging its feet, it's not getting things done, it's focused on the wrong things, it's not fighting the fight that it should be, or it's fighting too hard on a fight that it shouldn't. We get frustrated with the church when it's not living up to what we think it ought to be. And in those times, maybe we wouldn't say we love the church so much. Maybe we wouldn't be so excited or enthusiastic about it. But I wonder if loving the church really requires that we be excited and enthusiastic about it. And here's what I mean. A lot of the time I speak to couples in premarital counseling or those who are in a difficult position in their marriage. And the advice that I give is that loving your spouse doesn't require feeling something toward them. Loving your spouse or your soon-to-be spouse can be a matter of willful action. That it can be a choice that you make, not a feeling or an emotion that you have. Loving the church, by the same token, doesn't have to be an emotional thing. It doesn't have to be that you are excited and exuberant because the church is so wonderful and doing everything exactly right. It could mean simply that we recognize the goodness of the church and we choose to commit our best to it in order to help it be the best that it can be. If we love the church and we think that it's wrong, the best way to love it is to help it be right. If we love the church and we think that it's tired and lazy and not accomplishing things, the best way to love it is to pour energy into it. If we love the church and we think that it's too small or too weak, the best way to love it is to strengthen it and help it grow. If we love the church, that means we enable it to be the best possible church it can be. And that requires that we give something of it, or give something of ourselves to it. That requires that we accept that other people are giving what they have to give and not be annoyed with them for not giving what we're giving. If we love the church, then we should be grateful for the opportunity to give our best to the church, to help it become the best it can be. That's what it means that God loves the church. God is always faithful. God is always compassionate. God is always seeking to support and strengthen and encourage the church. If we love the church, we'll do the same. Friends, that's your devotional for this week. I pray that you love the church and you feel loved by it. Take care. I'll see you again soon.